Hello everybody and welcome back into the Bear's Den for another Sunday look at what's growing on around here. I'm pleased to say we've got some really good numbers coming up in the AeroGarden, so we'll look at the sprouts that I got there pretty quick. Tragically, the aphid situation is also kicking itself into full gear, so we'll take a look at that really quick. And then, of course, we'll head downstairs into the dungeon and see how the basement aquaponic garden is going. Stick around. I think the most obvious thing going on with the seed starting tray here is that I have yet to transplant this Trinidad bean. Gonna do that today, but it's got some of those aphids on it, so we're gonna wash it underneath the bathroom sink first. And then looking at all of these other sprouts, we've got some beauties here. These I think are the cherry bomb type peppers. I'll just check my handy chart. Yep, cherry bomb here, and then the lemon habaneros and the large cayenne looking ones. So looking under the Trinidad, that looks like 3 in there, so we can perhaps divide those out amongst some of the empties. We've got 2 in there, we can split it out. Got what, 3 growing out of this pod, so we can fill a few empties. Hopefully we'll get a nice full tray out of that. And yeah, furthermore, hopefully we'll get a nice long-term pepper harvest. We do have some of those aphids in here, like I was saying. I thought I saw some on the Trinidad bean there. Looking carefully, I think I see a few in the middle there. So at least in these pods I can, it's painstaking, but I can take them, wash them off, and blast away some of the aphids that way. Hopefully we can slow them down this year. It was such a nice run though. But anyway, so yeah, this will have probably another couple of weeks with these in there before I need to worry about my next round of seeds. Happy March, by the way, everybody. Let's take a look at the ground floor peppers here. And I guess being March, a lot of you are probably already getting to plant outside. I have tragically 3 more months to go, but if I can control these aphids, like look at that, eh? I just washed that a few days ago. So I guess I'm gonna have to wash them like every second day. I don't quite remember the egg cycle, but I'm sure someone will remind me. Otherwise though, I mean, these plants are looking pretty good. Especially when you think about the fact that, yeah, they are being attacked by these sap suckers. But I mean, it covers the cup, so I mean, it passes that test there. Looking at some of the older ones here, the aloe is still trucking along. In the back, the bootless scorpion, those new leaves are filling in kind of nicely. Again, aphids are setting in there, but ugh, what do? We've got some fresh growth on the Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea Red there. That is nice to see. Hopefully it will make it those remaining 3 months. I just don't know about this clamshell though. Looking pretty rough. The smaller bad brains also looking pretty rough. The orange habanero. Look at that stubborn little bugger. Got a flower on it. Go you. Right on. I don't think we're going to see much out of that, but at least it's there. And then over here we've got the larger bad brains. I did some clipping the other day on this to remove really infested looking branch ends, and it looks like I need to do that again. Because this one's a little too large to wash out in the bathroom sink, and we don't trust the tub, so yeah, more tragedy there. Anywho, so that's what's going on with the upstairs pepper starts. It does look like a pretty decent start. I mean, I've got a couple of known varieties. I got a couple of new varieties. Got a couple of year-old starts. Hopefully I'll get, you know, a decent harvest this year. Really, it all comes down to hope in gardening anyway, especially with the weather being as weird as it is. Anyway, speaking of places with weird weather, let's go gardening in the basement. The dungeon gardens, the perfect example of a less than perfect growing environment. Kind of looks like the mouse melon is acknowledging the light beside it there. Looks a little dry. Like I was saying last week, I have issues. Can't really find anything that fits in, I want to say comfortably, so it's not awkward to water it from the bottom, but I will continue my search. Kind of looks like the strawberry doesn't need its bucket over there anymore, so maybe I'll grab that. We'll see how that does. Bog mint here is doing just fine. Actually, phenomenally well, and quite impressed with that. Looking up at the Dungeon Aquaponic Herb Garden. Parsley is showing some pretty decent growth since last week, so that's nice. Not very dense and it's bunching, you know, because it's kind of on the edge of the light provided by this thing. I will give the fluorescent lights this bonus, I guess, is that they did cover the 2 foot by 4 foot area better than the one single light is doing. You see it's casting rather sizable shadows down here, so it's an interesting little sprig of sage. I keep kind of hoping that maybe that will root on its own and save me the trouble of doing it, but we will see. It's a long wait, we will see. Now, someone was warning me the other day to be careful of this mint taking over the aquaponic garden. I do appreciate that warning, because that is, you know, something that one wants to watch out for. This stuff is known for that. But I am constantly cutting this back to kind of keep that an open area. And when I see the little root tendrils heading on over there, I'll cut those back too. So the chickens are loving it. The fish get a fair bit of it. We, you know, should probably drink more mojitos, I guess, and get some more of it ourselves. A little bit of winter mint tea actually doesn't sound like a terrible idea at all. Kind of scratchy in the throat, so that sounds like what I'll be drinking while I edit. Gonna have to cut me some of that. The sage is doing pretty well. Definitely getting new growth since I've switched to this stronger LED. Like I say, it doesn't necessarily cover the table as well, but it's definitely providing intensity that the fluorescents didn't. It's stretching up towards it, but definite growth there. So that is pleasing. We'll be curious to see how that plays out in the long run. The basil over here, well, not looking fantastic. Might be time to start some new basil, but I'm going to be starting a bunch of herbs for outside too, so what the heck, I'll just pilfer one of those for down here. Lemon tree is not looking fantastic. Definitely seen it happier. Soil feels fairly moist. Leaves do not, so I don't know. I fear some sort of root rot there. Might be time to transplant that and take a look and see. Maybe we'll do a video about that if anybody shows an interest. Maybe I'll just do it one day during the week. And the coffee tree here is trucking right along. I love the shiny, like the gloss of the fresh growth. It looks like plastic really, but it's real, I swear. A fake one would be way bigger in that pot. And we've got the one little spider plant growing over there in the corner, kind of decorating the space. Let's take a look at the Darwin table. I have to say these kalanchoes are doing particularly well. They do seem to have some of this aphid infestation going on with them as well. And being in this larger planter, it's again a little trickier to try and feed the fish with those aphids, which is a bit of a tragedy because there are quite a few on there. But whatever, I would probably end up moving this outside as the weather warms up, let natural predators do their thing, and hopefully when this comes back inside it'll be clean. I don't know, but I've never done the indoor-outdoor with one of these kalanchos. Might as well. Worst case scenario, it dies off and I have a large planter available again, so not really a big deal, because I would probably just put some of these long-suffering spider plants into it. I mean, heaven knows I got enough of them kicking around, right? That I should probably get rid of because it's kind of embarrassing. But here we have the two red tie, fire tie peppers, whatever they're called. And I haven't done anything as far as washing them off this week because I really wanted to let those flowers have the best opportunity to kind of, well, maybe get pollinated. And it's rough because I really want to clean the plants, but I really want to see some sort of pod harvest off this as well. So, grr. It is definitely looking better than when the mini jalapeno was in there, but it's kind of questionable. I'm also seeing some paling on the leaves, and I think this is probably the result of only using the fish tank water, so I might want to consider putting some proper nutrients in there. Whether or not I'm going to use the AeroGarden stuff or some leftover Miracle Grow stuff that I've got, or you know, some of the EuroGarden stuff, I don't know. But yeah, it does look like maybe some Epsom salts, maybe some iron, maybe a little nitrogen. All of these things would be good things. So Yes, time to feed the beast if I want the beast to feed me. Yes, yes. Not that one could really expect much meal off a tiny little garden like that, but the point is to have a little fun in the wintertime, right? Because the wintertime lasts forever out here. 3 more months. A lot of you are probably planting your gardens outside this month, and I wish you the best of luck. And please send warm thoughts my way while you're doing it, and I will send happy thoughts your way for abundant harvests because, yeah, you got a nice growing season to do it with. So much love to all of you out there, and the best of the coming season to those of you who do get to start outside this month. Have a lot of fun. Think of me while you're doing it because I'm still 3 months away. And yeah, stick around. We'll see how things are growing and shaping up as I get ready in my crunch time. Yes, yes. I've only got 3 months. That's a quarter of a year. Yes, the gardening season is so short out here. And people wonder why I want an earth chip, right? Look into them if you don't know what I'm talking about. You'll find yourself down a very fascinating rabbit hole. And yes, you'll understand why I want one before probably 20 minutes have gone by. So check them out. Much love. See you guys next week.